The blood The blood rain that terrified an entire town. Imagine waking up to find red rain falling from the sky. In 2001, a town in India experienced this terrifying phenomenon. For 2 months in 2001, the town of Kerala, India, witnessed red-colored rain. Scientists initially thought it was blood, but later found out it was due to a rare type of algae in the atmosphere. What would you do if it started raining blood? This terrifying event in 2001 shocked an entire town. Subscribe for more.
Imagine waking up to a world where the sky bleeds. It's not a horror movie. It's happening in China. Blood red rain pouring down, drenching the streets, leaving everyone terrified. Is it a warning? A sign of something sinister? No one knows for sure. But one thing's certain. Something dark is in the air. Pray it's just a freak. Imagine waking up to a world where the sky bleeds.
25 जुलाई साल 2001 एक ऐसा दिन था जब केरल के 2 शहर कोट्टयम और इदुक्की में अचानक से मूसलाधार बारिश होने लगी। और यह कोई आम बारिश नहीं थी, बल्कि इस बारिश के पानी का रंग बिल्कुल खून की तरह लाल था। जी हाँ दोस्तों, इस बारिश का पानी इतना लाल था कि यह कपड़ों पर दाग के निशान भी छोड़ रहा था, जिसे देखकर केरल के लोग भी हैरान थे। दरअसल कुछ लोगों का कहना है कि इस तरह की बारिश केरल में 1896 में भी हुई थी। उसके बाद साल 2001 में 25 जुलाई से 23 सितंबर तक इस तरह की बारिश देखने को मिली। वैज्ञानिकों ने पहले तो इसकी वजह उल्कापिंड के फटने को बताया, लेकिन बाद में जब यह थ्योरी गलत साबित हुई, तब इस बारिश के पानी के सैंपल की जांच हुई और उसमें सामने आया कि बारिश का रंग लाल होने का कारण एक प्रकार का शैवाल यानी कि एल्गाई है। इस शैवाल की छोड़ी हुई काई और जीवाणुओं से ही इस बारिश के पानी का रंग लाल हुआ है। हालांकि केरल के बादलों में ये जीवाणु कैसे पहुंचे, यह आज भी एक रहस्य बना हुआ है।
I suppose the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, has been dealing with the earth for years, like it says in the book of Daniel. Okay? I mean, people don't get it. Hold on. All right, let's go get it. Daniel, where's that? Where's that? Chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. Now the basis of men, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he's a base man. He's got the goddamn nerve to call himself a Caucasian. Calling yourself a Caucasian, yeah, okay. Caucasian, by definition, like I said before, means cave dweller. He's a caveman, right? Nobody on the earth has the unmitigated audacity to set themselves up as God, setting himself up as God in the temple of God, showing himself to be God. Nobody does that. No other people on earth have done that. All of the heathen nations, with the people with the little raccoon eyes over there, all of those individuals over there, India, that's where so-called Christopher Columbus was trying to go next, right? But he came over here. Come on, man, bullshit. The motherfuckers knew who we were, what they were trying to do, how they were trying to do it, why they were trying to do it. But that's irrelevant right now. The Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua ruleth in the kingdom of men. He covers all nations. Because of the simple fact that he created the earth, the heavens, the sea, all that is therein. And that means the fishes, the birds, the animals of the field, the birds and fowls of the air, the fishes of the sea, and you. Okay? And I did all these things, like it says in Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. Okay? So the Most High and created everything for himself, for his own pleasure, because it is his will. Okay? Now, as far as the blood rain is concerned, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua more than likely did this in order to let people know, I'm going to destroy you. He did it before as a punishment, as a scourge for amendment. Okay, let's go get that. Let me see. Scourges for amendment. I'm going to type it in. I know it's in, what is, all right, Scourge, sorry. Second Ezra 16 and 17, I think. Right? Second Ezra 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish, as sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. Let's see if we can find out what scourges for amendment. Hold on. Definition.
Here's the definition of scourge. Historical. A whip used as an instrument of punishment.
2. A person or thing that causes great trouble or suffering. Third person, historical. A whip as a punishment. Okay. So the Most High Yahweh, right? 2. Cause great suffering. Right? To afflict, torment, torture, cause to suffering. Beset, devastate, to punish. You see what I'm saying? But, these people, they don't get it. They don't give a shit. What was it? I think it was in Exodus 8. I'm not sure. Water is turned to blood. It was Exodus 7, right? And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hardened. He refuseth to let the people go. Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning. Lo, he goeth out unto the water, and thou shalt stand by the river's brink against he come. Okay, so the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua wanted him to stand on the other side of the river, of the Nile River. Pharaoh, Ramses, whatever his name is, be on one side, Moses and Aaron be on the other. Right? Get thee unto Pharaoh in the morning, lo, he goeth out into the water, and thou shalt stand by the river's brink against he come, and the rod which was turned to a serpent shalt thou take in thine hand, and thou shalt say unto him, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of the Hebrews hath sent me unto thee. See? And right there, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Lord God, is God of the Hebrews. Okay? No one else. Now, don't get me wrong. It's impossible to call us anti-Shemitic. Bullshit. I said Shemitic with an H. Okay? Because Esau, Edom, Abraham, through our faxad, comes from the bloodline of Shem. Okay, so it's impossible for us to be anti-Shemitic. We also come from the seed line of Abraham, through the bloodline of Isaac as Israelites. Okay, through the bloodline of Jacob as Israelites. Okay, because Isaac's son Jacob wrestled an angel into the morning and prevailed. Okay, and thus, and like it says in Genesis chapter 35, verse 10, the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua came down from heaven and met Jacob by the way, and told him his name would no longer be called Jacob or Yaquab, it would be called Israel. So the Most High chose Yaquab or Israel, or shall we say Yasharallah, as his chosen seed. as his chosen inheritance, a people chosen by the Lord, handpicked, okay, that he would give the covenant that he had gave to Abraham unto Isaac, and then it would pass from Isaac to Jacob. And the reason why it passed on to Jacob is because it was the will of the Most High. Before Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, or Yaquab were ever born on the face of the earth, it was already decided in the spirit where the Most High dwells in the third heaven that Yaquab, Yasharallah, Jacob, Israel, okay, would receive the blessing and the birthright. Okay? Just as it was with Cain and Abel, the Most High accepted Abel's his sacrifice, but he rejected Cain's for the same reason. Okay? Cain didn't think about the latter end of his actions. Esau, Edom didn't think about the latter end of his actions when he sold his birthright, which pertains to immortality in the kingdom of heaven. He sold it for the modern day equivalent to a pot roast. If you put deer meat stew, in poured boiling water over with lentils and a few vegetables, sweeten it up, make it taste good, and you put it in the oven, you pull it out in a couple of hours, what you got? A pot roast. Okay? You know, the motherfucker's an idiot. So, what are you mad at us for? You want to kill us. You want to destroy us from off the fucking face of the earth because you're an idiot. That's not fair. But the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua gave this asshole, Esau Edom, the power of the sword. Right? Which pertains to anything that has to do with a killing or destroying instrument. Anything. This motherfucker can come up with a way to kill your ass out of thin air. He get a piece of paper and find a way to cut your throat with it. Okay? Because anything in the hands of these goddamn devils becomes a weapon. It's that simple, man. You got to watch them, man. As soon as they pick it up, it's a weapon. Boom. Oh, shit. Okay? So, that's what it is. These devils, man. The Most High said that the blood rain was sent as a scourge for amendment, a punishment, right? To devastate. Let's finish reading. And thou shalt say unto him, Pharaoh, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of the Hebrews, okay? Because Esau Edom also is a Hebrew Edomite, but he is not of the chosen seed. Jacob Israel is a Hebrew. He is the chosen. Okay? Ishmael, son of Abraham, is a Hebrew, but he's a Hebrew Ishmaelite. He is not of the chosen seed. Okay? Right? And Moab and Ammon, the children of Lot, are also Hebrews because they are the nephew of Abraham from the same familial bloodline that Abraham comes from Eber. Right? Okay? Okay? See? Lot is, what was that? I think that was, it was supposed to be one of Abraham's brother's child. Okay? And Terah had, 2-3 sons. You see? And Terah is Abraham's father. Okay? But anyway, the Most High has sent me unto thee, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. And behold, hitherto thou wouldst not hear. Thus saith the Lord, in this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in mine hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they shall be turned to blood. And the fish that is in the river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loathe to drink of the water of the river. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod, and stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon all their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. Verse 20, Exodus chapter 7, verse 20. And Moses and Aaron did so as the Lord commanded, and he lifted up the rod and smote the waters that were in the river in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants, and all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, neither did he hearken unto them as the Lord had said. Okay? See, so the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua did this in order to consistently devastate and punish, scourge for amendment, to repent, turn back. Okay, let's get this, scourge for amendment. Okay, I got scourge.
Here's the definition of amendment. A minor change or addition designed to improve a text, piece of legislation, etc.
Something which is added to soil in order to improve its texture or fertility. What's the simple definition of amendment? Key takeaways: an amendment is a change or addition to the terms of a contract or a document, often an addition or correction that leaves the original document substantially intact. So basically, it is often an addition or a correction. Scourge for amendment it was meant for Pharaoh to correct his decision, to correct his action concerning the children of Israel, and continuing to holding on to them when he should have corrected his action and his thought and let them go. Okay, it was meant to change his mind. These punishments, these distractions, these devastating events that devastated his entire country. Okay? Everyone suffered because of his decision. Right now, in all those countries, although it may have been in 2001, and you just saw the first part of the video, that was in China. In 2024, the other video that you saw was in Iran in 2024. The last video you saw was in India in 2001. All three videos were not of the same time frame. One happened 20 years ago, 23 years ago. The other one happened last year. Okay? Well, Iran happened in 2025. China happened in 2024. Okay? And funny how it went to all of the heathen nations that have melanin. It ain't did nothing over here yet, but I'm sure it's coming. Because when it comes in, just like, let's do that one. Okay. I think it's 2 Ezra 15, isn't it? Right? Right? Okay, let's start. Hold on, let me see. Where is it at? I think it's verse 8. Yeah, no, it was verse 11. Salakia. Verse 10, I'll start there. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Now, spiritual Sodom in Egypt, because when Ezra was making these things, these biblical prophecies and writing them down, he had 5 individual interpreters that wrote down on parchment and in scrolls very quickly his words that he had received directly, spiritually inspired from the Holy Spirit, right? In a cup, a golden cup filled with a wine that was given unto Ezra, okay, in the Spirit, okay? And this cup Just like Ezekiel tells us, eat the whole roll. Okay, and this whole roll is the entire Bible. Get it, and with all that getting an understanding, right? Like it says, I think I forget it's in Proverbs, but my point being is that this is all these things were happening. So this book right here was spiritually inspired by the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All the books were spiritually inspired by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But Esau Edom, the so-called white man, will come in and say, well, this book is canon and this book is not canon. Bullshit. Who the fuck are you to say what the Most High God had wrought? Who are you? You got the Catholic Church. Who are these motherfuckers? A bunch of pedophiles and child molesters? Right? And to sacrifice children under Molech? Causing them to pass through the fire through abortion? Deleting them? Little kids? I got a video of what's his name? Abraham Finkelstein of a telephone interview that he had made in 1999. I'm going to put it up on my channel. Concerning those they call the JOOs, right? And these individuals, and he goes right down the laundry list, right? With no fear of being intimidated or being revealed or revealing anything, because all things were revealed through Pizzagate, all of that shit. He broke it down. Okay, if you don't know what Pizzagate is about the traffic, or can't say that word. So let me spell it. TRAFFIC, KING. Okay, of little children. Okay, real shit. Okay, and they're doing it right now. All of the little kids, while Donald Trump was last in his presidency, for example, are missing. That Donald Trump was trying to do stop the illegal entry of the Mexicans at the border. Remember, they were talking way back in 2016, 2017. They were talking about by any means necessary, whatever they could to stop the so-called illegal immigrants from crossing the border illegally. All right, and he caused a bunch of military to come down there. Okay. And stop the people, putting the people in detention facilities, separating the women from their men, separating the men from the children, and the parents from their children. Okay? The children were never recovered. Back then in 2017, 2018, these little children that couldn't even speak English had to go to a United States courtroom and prove in front of a judge. You can pull this shit up if you want to, man. You can see it was on YouTube videos. Broke my heart, man. I'm like, these little kids, they're babies, man. They can't even speak English, motherfucker. And you talking about you're going to charge them with a crime? Okay, so what did they do with these kids? They had over 300,000 children that they took from these illegal so-called. Okay, what happened to the kids? But the Catholic Church, right, missing to this day. But the Catholic Church can dictate what's canon and what's not in the Bible. And everybody just follows in behind the bullshit. Well, that's not canon. That's not in the Bible. Whatever, man. The Bible Destruction Group, what was it in 1858 to 1860? Okay, went through the Holy Bible, the King James 1611 version, and deleted certain aspects of each book out of the Bible. Then they decided to take certain books out of the Bible because it were leaving clear, concise clues as to who the wicked are. Okay? Job chapter 9 verse 24 states that the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, right? He covered the faces of the judges thereof, right? Through whitewashing history. If not, where and who is he then? If we don't know who the wicked is, maybe you could tell us then. See? Bullshit. These Edomite devils are pissed off. We were never supposed to discover that we were the Israelites of the Holy Bible. We was always supposed to go to our death thinking that we was just a raunchy nigga or a fucking Indian or Mexican. That was it. That's who we died. That's who we are. That's who, No, We are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. Okay? That was split up into two separate nations after the death of King Solomon. Okay? Rehoboam, the son of King Solomon, went into the southern captivity under King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. And Jeroboam, the captain of King Solomon's armies, made himself king and over the rest of the Israelites, the northern kingdom that consists of Indians, Latinos, Tainos, Native American Indians, Mexicans, right? Puerto Ricans, Haitians. No, not Haitians, but Dominicans. So like you. Okay? Because you got Haiti and the Dominican Republic together on one continent. Okay? So you have Levi and Simeon together on one continent. Okay? But anyway, like I said before, 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. Now, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, the point I was trying to make about Ezra, when he was spiritually inspired to write this book, this was like hundreds of years after the fall of Babylon. Right? This was during the Medo-Persian captivity. Okay? When this book was spiritually inspired by the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein in the foundation of water. Okay? That's who created the earth. It's that simple. Okay? You can't change my mind forevermore. Because all I needed was his name. What made no sense to me is that people call upon the name of Jeebus Crossed, this long blue-eyed faggot. Okay? Which now I know he's a long-haired blue-eyed faggot, but nobody has any respect for his name. They call out in explanation to excitement. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm pissed off, right? Jesus Christ, man, did you see that? Okay, these people have no reverence for his name. They don't have any respect for it. So how could that possibly be the name of the Lord? Okay, clearly these people do not fear the Lord. I figured that out back when I was 17. So that couldn't be his name. So we went further to search to find out what his name was. Okay, and the work was already done for me before I even got there. Okay, but it took me over 40 years. Okay, over 40 years to find out the true biblical Hebrew name of the Most High and his son. From the time I was a kid in high school until now. Okay, I just blew it up because I just figured like, well, I ain't gonna never find out what his name is then. Because it ain't Yahweh. Nobody has any respect for that name. You know, if you call upon Yahweh, nothing happens. You see what I'm saying? So, because I tried to pray about cigarette smoke, smoking weed, drinking, and getting in trouble with the law. And I was going to give it into the hand of this false god Yahweh. Okay? Okay? Because that's not his name. These are mistransliterations of the name. I didn't find out that Yahweh was a mistransliteration until I ran into the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and other righteous men that have learned from them as well. And I learned from those righteous men that went forth and entered into the labor of the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone. I learned from them. I learned from Elder Monatazak. I learned from Sean Moore, a.k.a. Amawan Abad. I learned from Elder Monatazak. I didn't even know what an Edomite was until I ran across Elder Malcolm's channel, GMS Maccabean Spirit. Edomite, what the fuck is that? You know? I didn't know who an Edomite was. I read the Bible, but the white people said that the Edomites were done away with. So I didn't know, man. You see what I'm saying? So these words were spiritually inspired after the fall of Babylon. After we had come out of the land of Egypt. So this had to be in reference to a future Egypt. Because it says in Revelation chapter 11, verse 8, spiritual Sodom and Egypt. The only place that fit that description and fit that narrative is America. Babylon the Great. You know, you got free will 2 men could get married. Okay, 2 women could get married and adopt children. Okay, if there's any left alive. And when you hear this video that I'm going to put up under the deal under Finkelstein, it's a 52-minute video. So sit down and listen to everything he says. Everything he says, okay, because he's a JOO and he's proud with his chest stuck out. Okay, everything that we say over here that the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, because I'm not with Great Millstone, but what the apostles and elders of Great Millstone say concerning the JOOs that say that they are the people of the book, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay, when you hear this video, when you hear this interview, you're gonna be shook, because I had to go and re-record it, man. Because if Esau Edom gets the opportunity, he's gonna take that information down, man. Everything that Elder Malcolm was proven, and with what he calls receipts, which are evidence of what these devils had done to all of the indigenous populations of peoples of the world, okay, in order to get their power base. They stole it. They took it by force of the sword, right? The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force, right? And Esau Edom is the violent man, like it says in Psalms 140. Let's go get it. Hold on, let me get it. Yeah, that was like 3 or 4 different videos, or not videos, but deals that just popped up in my head. Psalms 140, verse 1. Man, come on, man. Every time. Psalms 140. To the chief musician, to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. It's evil what they're doing over to the people over in Hamas. Even though they're still a heathen nation, it still doesn't make any sense for you to go over there and bomb people that can't fight back. They don't have any weapons to defend themselves. And you're looking for a fictitious character, Hezbollah, Hamas, that doesn't even exist in that fucking area. They're attacking the Israeli imposters, the JOOs, from a different direction. But because they hail from Palestine, all the people of Palestine have to suffer. Really? They're evil. To the evil man, preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart continually are they gathered together for war. Right? Did not Donald Trump say that he was going to take over the war of Hamas and Hezbollah from out of the hands of B.B. Kowalski, a.k.a. Benjamin Nothing, Not a Jew? Okay? He took over that war. No problem. He's over there bombing, blowing shit up. Now Iran is fighting against America and their warships that they have in the region, because the warships are there to protect the tankers that are going through the Straits of Hormuz. Okay? And, Hezbollah, Hamas then join together. They're going to probably join with the Sunni, and they're going to join up with some more terrorist groups in the fucking region. You know what I'm saying? And continue to attack these ships. Okay? And Donald Trump just lumps everybody under one label. You're a fucking terrorist, right? And just put just destroy everybody. Wars and rumors of war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips, right? Telling a lie. Saying that, these people are over here blowing up our property, so we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Right? Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who hath proposed to overthrow my goings. Right? So the violent man, the proud, have hid a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me, Selah. And the gin is set up for this radio frequency identification microprocessor that they want to push as digital currency or digital identification in order to access the central bank digital currency in October of this year. You got less than 6 months before they push the mark of the beast. You got less than 6 months before they push the mark of the beast. Because there's 9 months between now and the end of the year, December. Okay? So from here to October, you got 6 months. Okay, they're already pushing this shit in other countries now. Okay, EU and NATO is trying to get all the NATO and EU nations to start pushing in their respective countries this radio frequency identification chip. They're ready to push forward, to move headlong and groping in darkness, not knowing where they are, right? Not knowing that they're going to stumble, right? The wicked knoweth not where they stumble. Okay, let me put that. Did I put you now? Stumble. Right, Proverbs chapter 4, verse 19. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. See? So, I mean, these people are going to go forward headlong, like it says in Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, because they're carried headlong and they grope around in darkness. They meet in darkness during the daytime. And this Davos summit that they just had, talking about they want to push the radio frequency identification chip on a video that I made yesterday or the day before yesterday, concerning the MOTB, the micro C-hip they want to implant underneath your skin. Okay, it's a bio entry exit tracking device. Okay, it allows you to access the internet in order to do digital transactions with universal basic income installed on the micro C-hip, right? Everything is in the cloud, but there's a specific 3-digit barcode embedded in the microchip, the size of a grain of rice. Okay, they'll implant it in your upper left or your upper right shoulder or your left or right hand. Now they give you an option because Elon Musk is involved in this shit. Okay, and since he's involved, you can take the Neuralink brain chip. I'm telling you, it's a warning. Don't do it. They're gonna apply it to Amazon and the metaverse. So in order to buy and sell, you have to go into a goddamn video game, the Oculus, this little deal that they've got over your eyes that allows you to access the internet and virtual reality, okay, in order to buy and sell. And then they have drones that drop off these items to your house. That's the reason why the retail stores are closing. They decided to start doing everything online. Okay, and force you against your will. If you try to use any other means to try to purchase anything, there's no business. There's no business. There's no commerce anywhere for you to go shopping. It's all being done online in order to force you in your house. While you're in your house, you know, they can just continue to build their wicked society of digital currency or base everything that any transactions that you make based on digital currency. Okay? And the Most High is going to let this go on for a little while to see who believes in him, who has faith and belief on his name. Okay? That's the reason why I said all of that to say that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai spiritually inspired Ezra to write down these books, okay, in the book of Ezra. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why I made that point, okay, was just to let you know that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy this country. He's going to destroy this wicked society wherever Esau, Edom, and the heathen nations have set up power over the children of Israel. It's just time for us to go home. It's time for us, those individuals that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to go to the house, man. It's just time for us to go home. That's all. But anyway, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make a quick video that turned into 30 minutes. Salakia, y'all. But yeah, it's all about what the Most High wants, man. It ain't got nothing to do with us. Anyway, call all Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.